Today we are going to learn about verbs of incomplete predication, which is the continuation of chapter 4. Verb. A verb is a word that describing an action or a state of being. For example, John writes a story. In this sentence, the verb writes denotes an action that John does. Another example, John is very tall. In this sentence, verb is denotes John's state of being. There are two kinds of verb, transitive verb and intransitive verb. First, let's learn transitive verb. A verb which takes an object to receive the action and complete the meaning of the sentence is known as a transitive verb. The object may be a living or a non-living thing. A transitive verb always takes a direct object. Sometimes a transitive verb may take two objects, a direct object and an indirect object. As we have already learned about direct and indirect object, let's just revise them and move on to the next. Direct object. A direct object is a noun or noun phrase or pronoun that receives the action of a verb directly. A direct object answers the question what. For example, Raju played football. In this sentence, played is a verb denoting an action. To find the direct object of this verb, ask the question, what did Raju play? We get the answer as football. Hence, football is the direct object of the verb played. Since the verb played has an object, it is a transitive verb. Next, we learn about indirect object. An indirect object is the noun or noun phrase or pronoun to whom or for whom the action is done. The indirect object is a person or a living being. To find the indirect object of a verb in a sentence, ask question to whom or for whom. For example, my mother baked a cake for my brother. In this sentence, baked is the verb denoting the action. To find the direct object of the verb, ask the question, what did my mother bake? We get the answer as cake. And to find the indirect object of the verb, ask the question, my mother baked a cake for whom? We get the answer as my brother. Hence, my brother is the indirect object of the verb baked. Since the verb baked has an object, it is a transitive verb. Now let's learn about intransitive verb. A verb which has no object to receive the action is known as an intransitive verb. An intransitive verb completes a sentence. It tells us something about the subject itself. For example, Sheila smiled. In this sentence, Sheila is the subject. The verb smile denotes an action. If we ask a question, Sheila smiled what? We do not get any answer. The verb smiled has no object. Therefore, it is an intransitive verb. Now let's move on to intransitive verb of incomplete predication. An intransitive verb that requires a subjective complement to convey its full meaning in the sentence is called an intransitive verb of incomplete predication. When a complement describes the subject of a verb, it is known as a subjective complement of the verb. An intransitive verb always takes a subject complement since it has no object. Verbs such as be, becomes, seem, appear are common examples of the verbs of incomplete predication of intransitive verbs. For example, the doll is beautiful. In this sentence, the verb is an intransitive verb of incomplete predication. It does not have an object since the action of being affects the doll, the subject of the verb. However, the word beautiful describes the subject doll and helps the verb is to complete what it says about the subject. The word beautiful is a subjective complement of the verb is. Now let's know about transitive verb of incomplete predication. A transitive verb that requires an objective complement to convey its full meaning in the sentence is called a transitive verb of incomplete predication. Transitive verbs of incomplete predication take objective complements. Verbs such as make, call, find, and think are common examples of transitive verbs which usually require a complement. For example, the mother found the baby fast asleep. To find the object of the verb found, ask the question, the mother found whom or what? We get the answer as baby. Baby is the object of the verb found. Hence, found is a transitive verb. The word fast asleep describes the object and help the verb found to complete what it say about the object. The verb found is the transitive verb of incomplete predication. Once again, go through the video and learn the notes. Thank you.